golden rays of the afternoon sun pierced through the large glass panels of the city's most luxurious car dealership, casting a shimmering light over brand new vehicles that sparkled like diamonds. The spacious showroom, with its glossy floors and the subtle blend of leather scent and soft plant fragrance, painted a portrait of prosperity and elegance. Well-dressed customers moved gracefully in tailored suits, their laughter mingling with the gentle hum of air conditioning. Everything here felt like another world entirely, separate from the streets outside where hundreds struggled just to survive each day. Malcolm and Jordan stepped in with hesitant feet, like tiny boats lost at sea in this ocean of wealth they had never touched. Malcolm looked around, his eyes reflecting a quiet yearning mixed with caution. He wasn't born into privilege, nor did he have connections in this glittering world. Malcolm was just an ordinary black kid, with simple dreams and a pure heart that longed to be seen and respected. "Should we even be here, Malcolm?" Jordan whispered, his voice trembling, as if he could already feel the invisible wall they were about to crash into. "Let's just try," Malcolm sighed, his gaze still fixed on the cars as though trying to capture the whole world through them. "I want to see how they treat us." The moment they approached the reception desk, time seemed to freeze. The receptionist, with a sharp, cold look, paused. His eyes lingered on Malcolm, as if reading every invisible trace of his presence. "What do you need?" he asked stiffly, voice devoid of warmth. "We want to look at the cars," Malcolm replied, trying to stay calm, though he felt a growing wave of pressure swelling deep inside. "This place isn't for kids like you," the man sneered, his eyes flashing with suspicion and disdain. "You don't belong here." Malcolm met his gaze, and for a breathless moment, the tension hung in the air like a knife's edge. "We're human too," he said, but his words seemed to vanish into a void of indifference. Jordan gripped Malcolm's hand tightly, his voice shaky. "We just want to be treated equally. Why can't we?" The only response was a cold stare and a dismissive turn of the back. The humiliation wasn't just in being rejected, it was a silent scream inside, a denial of existence just because of skin color. Malcolm felt his heart clench, the hurt so deep it couldn't be named. He walked out without a word, leaving behind the judgmental stares and those gleaming cars, symbols of a world still soaked in injustice. Back home, in a small room lit by a soft yellow lamp, Malcolm sat in silence. No tears fell, but his heart was already broken. Jordan sat beside him, quiet, his eyes full of emotions too heavy to speak. "I wish your dad knew about this," Jordan whispered. "He wouldn't let them treat you that way." Malcolm shook his head, his voice hoarse. "My dad doesn't want me to rely on him. He says I have to stand on my own 2 feet. But deep down, Malcolm knew he needed someone, a place to lean on, something to hold on to through life's storms. The next day, Malcolm returned to the dealership with a fire in his eyes. This time, he wasn't the scared boy from before. He was a young man who knew he deserved respect. He looked the receptionist straight in the eye and said clearly, "I want to speak to the manager." The man narrowed his eyes. "The owner's busy, no walk-ins." Then, from behind, a deep, commanding voice echoed, "I'm Charles, the executive director. Who wants to see me?" Malcolm turned around, his heart pounding. He couldn't believe it. The man before him wasn't just the manager, he was the father Malcolm had never truly known. Charles stepped forward, eyes filled with both love and sorrow. "Malcolm, you stood up. I'm proud of you. But I'm also sorry for letting you go through this," he said quietly. Malcolm looked at his father, overwhelmed by a mix of pain and gratitude. "I don't need you to save me," he replied softly but firmly. "I need people to see me as human, not because of who my father is, but because I exist." Charles nodded, finally understanding the lesson his son had learned through his pain, that dignity and inner strength don't come from power or money, but from resilience and the refusal to bow. Malcolm's story didn't end there. It was the beginning of a long journey. Not loud, but powerful. He didn't seek revenge. He demanded justice. Malcolm became a voice for the oppressed, a symbol of dignity and courage. Let's spread this message. If you've ever been looked down on because of your skin color, background, or status, remember, you are not alone. This isn't just Malcolm's story, it's ours. The story of everyone who has ever been silenced, forced to swallow their pain. But not anymore. Every time you share a story like this, you help change the world. Quietly, but powerfully. Leave a comment and share your thoughts. Share this video if you believe justice should be colorblind. Like if you've ever been hurt, but still chose to rise. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories that challenge how we see the world and help us build a fairer one video at a time. You have power, and your story deserves to be heard.